What's up everybody? My name's Lockfryer. I'm back with another video with Rethinkable. Today, we're gonna be talking about the tips that you need for your next Web3 interview. The first thing you should do when preparing for a Web3 interview is research the company that you're interviewing for. This is so important. You wanna make sure that the company's values align with your values. The next thing is you want to make sure that you're familiar with the basics of Web3. So these are things like the blockchain, cryptocurrencies, what are NFTs, what are smart contracts. These are things that the interviewer could and will ask you during your interview about, and you really need to know. Next thing I want to talk about is technical skills. It doesn't matter if you're somebody who works in social media or if you're a copywriter or you do web development or smart contracts, you need to compile all of your work together into a portfolio. This makes it really easy for the interviewer to reference any kind of work that you've done in the past or can demonstrate that you actually know what you're talking about. After that, you really want to highlight your previous Web3 experience and achievements. So this could be maybe you won an award in a hackathon, or maybe you were a speaker at a conference. These are things that are gonna make you be a standout candidate because not all of the applicants might have Web3 experience. And if you have it, you need to list that. On the other side of the technical skills are your behavioral practices. And your interviewer will ask you some behavioral questions. These could be things like, name a time when you had difficulties with another employee and how did you solve those difficulties, or name a time when you were working on a strict deadline and how did you meet that deadline. The interviewer asks you these questions because they want to see if you're a right fit for their company culture. They want to see what kind of soft skills you have, and those are skills that aren't technical related, so your interpersonal skills, the way you interact with other people. And really, if you're gonna approach these behavioral questions, there's a method that you can use. It's called the STAR method. So the S stands for the situation, the T stands for the task that you had to do in that situation, the A stands for your action in that situation, and then R stands for the result of that situation. So this is a method that you can use to methodically answer any behavioral questions that you may get from an interviewer. There's a few things that make up a good Web3 interview. The first thing is doing research on the company that you're going to interview for. The second thing is knowing some basics about Web3. The third thing is having any technical knowledge that you might need for the job. The fourth thing is having some relevant experience for that job. And then the fifth thing is the behavioral practice that you do when you're actually in the interview. So those are 5 different tips that you can use during your next Web3 interview. Just kind of recap, we talked about company research, we talked about the basics of Web3, we talked about technical knowledge and putting together a portfolio. We talked about relevant Web3 experience and why that matters. And then we also talked about behavioral practices and how to go about answering those common questions that you may receive. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like below, leave a comment, share it with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one.